has so many notes.
Oh my god, we're getting all the dead
And
heroes.
he's also got them bound, by the way. Put the effort in. But it's a clockwork.
What's happening? New heroes galore.
Yeah.
Is this their secret strat? The chakra clock?
Huh. Yeah, what makes this a good clock game? It was traditionally picked up in the past. Like the 4 Nyx versus 4 clock was something that was done. Like clock was picked up
Yeah.
against Nyx because
And ET in that phase. Yeah.
yeah, you just kind of run around and you do really well against these melee 4s that want to roam between lanes. If you ever catch them, you can kind of kill them with battery assault.
You can fly over the cogs as Night
Yes,
Stalker.
you definitely can.
Mm-hmm.
And Nyx is probably going to buy a 4 staff. And Al can bop those cogs down so quickly that they are not a concern. Fog just walked in the room and has the most stunned look on his face. He stopped dead in his tracks like, what is happening?
These last 3 picks, Nyx, clock, Quap, like
What year is this?
yeah.
We're going back.
Yeah. They get a mid that can get out of the cogs, so another hero that isn't too afraid of them. It's definitely not any obvious reason to pick the clockwork against the Beast Coast heroes, I feel.
I don't know. AI's excited, though.
Ooh. Oh, never mind. I was for a second thinking maybe it's the Shadow Fiend, but they already got the OD.
That would truly be the next level play. I mean, are we assuming this is a 5 coddle and a 4 clock and we're going to get an offlaner? Is that the safe assumption now? Or do we...
It
I
has to be.
I'm assuming 5 coddle at least, but
Yes.
they even though they last 2 times they played it was a 4, so
Yeah.
who knows?
Because
Coddle
I really
CK is
don't
so
want
good.
core clock now. I feel like the core clock just doesn't do enough here.
Yeah.
But then now if it's support clock, what am I picking?
Yeah, what do you want? Laning with a clockwork.
Oh.
Wind Ranger.
Is that your strat?
No. Well, I don't know. Because at the moment, you want an offlaner that... I mean, I kind of feel like you want a range when you're laning with a clock. Otherwise, the cogs are just going to be annoying.
You want someone that may be like a lane bully type hero.
Like an ABBA? Kind of like push towers.
Yeah.
I was thinking core ogre.
Oh, core ogre?
Hmm?
How do you
Yeah,
feel
okay.
about Enchantress?
Ooh.
Yeah, for the pandas, yeah.
Yeah, 3-position Enchantress. I don't know if they play that.
Well, it was beastcoast that played that before.
Yeah, they like that a lot.
Yeah, that's not too bad though. Yeah, that's the Whisper classic, right?
Oh, yeah.
But no,
I like the Beastmaster man. They're thinking attack speed buffs because that's what everyone wants with OD, I think. Which is why I was thinking of the ogre in the first place. Because like the Bloodlust feels really good this game.
10 seconds remaining.
And the Wyvern, I thought they would take the Wyvern instead of the Nyx. Like if they're looking for a 5, Wyvern was probably like the best one that was left in the pool just because it's the CK. Other than that, I don't even know what 5 I want here. Chikiro, says Fog. Chikiro's okay. Not bad. They have like decent lead. Maybe Shadow Demon?
Are we really having a position 5
Eh.
picked last?
Well, it was the 4-5 pick at the end, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but isn't that like super unusual?
It's been happening more and more because we're opening with double cores a lot right now in these drafts.
So
we
we're
get the
talking
3 and
about
the 2.
Beast Coast. It's their overall last pick of the draft.
No, they're
What is
picking
it?
now.
Yeah.
It's last pick
Oh,
pandas.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, last Pandas last pick. You're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, it's just been happening a lot these drafts because people are trying to race towards those cores at the start
Yeah.
because the same cores all get banned out at the start. Because like obviously Night Stalker or Al probably would not have made it to the second phase.
True.
Feels great as a 5 though. This never happens. You spend your whole career playing pubs as a 5 player, always picking first.
Yeah.
You never have a chance to counter pick.
You just gotta first pick that meta 5
Yep.
every single game.
And you know which lane you're gonna go up against.
Yeah.
Which support do you want?
Probably the worst role for it though in some ways because even though there are some like really strong counter picks, you I don't know, you just don't have like the best time practicing it. They wind up with
You
the
still
lion
go
versus
for
the CK
lion.
illusions, Hex and the mana drain.
Yeah.
Can kind of get a 4 staff, like has some capability for farm. I feel like this Nyx is gonna end up being poorer than the lion.
Yeah, the lanes is what you kind of mentioned is what you think needs to be the focus of this series. And right now, I've a lot of questions about how Beast Coast are going to lane this. Like, how do you give this Nyx Assassin a game as a 4 position?
5 seconds
You
remaining.
can't, like, a Nyx Night Stalker lane sounds really poor.
Especially if it's versus Coddle and CK.
You may just be tri-laning to secure Alchemist's game, but then you're looking at a tri-lane Nyx who gets no experience.
I really like this. I love they went for the ABBA. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is an attack speed buff. It is a lane bully, and I think their lanes are quite weak for Beast Coast. What about their mid game though? They have Alex gonna be trying to get his Radiance. It's Hector. It's probably gonna come on the earlier end. Then he gets Blink. That Blink's pretty scary this game for the Coddle, maybe even the OD. But if the Abba's not stunned, then he can save the OD.
The key for PandaS, they just pick 2 offlaners because they've 2 offlane players. You know, Snake King hasn't played 4 before in his professional career before this team, so I'll just keep him in his comfort zone.
Yeah, needed something a bit more familiar.
Yep. But no, I'm interested to see how Clockwork does. I like it as a kind of response to the 4th position Nyx Assassin here, because if this Nyx had a good game, got lots of early levels, it is a really good counter to what the OD and the Coddle bring to the table.
He has pretty good roaming partners too, right? Queen of Pain has her ultimate up. She's ready to just go around with the Vendetta, get a kill. Lion with the finger, get a kill. Night Stalker with the ultimate, or just during nighttime, get a kill. So there's a lot of potential for the Nyx Assassin.
If the lanes go well.
If the lanes go well.
The big if.
They have an ALK. If the lanes go well, they should win the game. But we'll see what Fighting PandaS have to say about it, because they have Coddle CK, they have Clockwork Abba. They are looking to try and bully those lanes a bit.
Yeah, I have a lot of faith in lane Dota, so I'm leaning towards the PandaS for this match,
All
I think.
right. It's
Especially
all
based
about
on
the
the
lanes.
Abba's positioning. Yeah. I think
Who's
it's a good
going to win the
matchup.
lanes? Who's going to win the lanes? We're going to find out. It is an elimination match, best of 3. This is game 1, and it is Fogged and LD.
Thank you, Shiver. You know, Fogged, everyone says this patch is stale. This major, who cares? Give us Outlanders. I just want to point out Morph Shaker ignored.
Morph Shaker ignored, and we have
OP, get it out of Dota, but apparently these teams don't want to play it.
Yeah, and I went to the bathroom. I come in through the door, and I see Queen of Pain, Nyx, and Clockwork all picked in a row in unison, and I'm just a little bit confused a bit here. But I can understand how the co-op came out. I can understand why the Nyx came out too. So, yeah, it's all interesting to me. Chris Luck does look like he could have a pretty cool game here with pretty much 0 disables on the side of Fighting PandaS.
I feel like interesting is that code word as a caster for like seems bad, but don't want to say it until it's failed.
Sometimes I definitely use ambitious as one of my big ones. Actually, ambitious is usually when it's like that was a pretty bad play, and I say ambitious. But
so you think this could work?
I think it could, just because he's versus like no stuns, and I just saw 2 games where Emo playing. I mean, these are different heroes, of course. It's Ember Spirit and Storm, which I would say are quite a bit stronger than Queen of Pain, but into like limited disable, and it's the same here. He's got a like the CK stun is probably the biggest one he has to worry about, and that's you can see it flying at you.
I feel like Beast Coast are just like, all right, Hector's gonna get 4 eggs here, so let's pick like the dream eggs heroes. Forget about the lanes, we'll get through them.
There are some nice Aghanims here, that is for sure.
Yeah, Night Stalker co-op, obviously always solid. The Nyx one is just incredibly annoying, especially because they have 3 melee heroes.
Yeah.
And a CK, with all those illusions to be chain stunning.
Yeah, and the Nyx, I mean, it's a hero that I feel like a couple of us have been talking about a lot, where it's like, where did this hero kind of go sometimes? Especially when, like, OD's really popular. He's just amazing versus OD. You just mana burn him, or you can just stun him off of the Astral every single time. You just have a lot of different ways to play versus him.
Yeah, so normally the way it works with Beast Coast is Hector is just playing that, 4 protect 1 AFK farm game. They've got heroes that are good gankers. Are you feeling like these lanes are going to be as bad as what the panel said? Because if so, I don't know if they're going to be able to create that space for them.
Yeah, it does look like they should be a bit rough, that's for sure. But, I mean, it all depends on... Oops. It all depends on some of the rotations that could come out from Stinger. I mean, just how much they can actually get with Schofield. I don't know. He has, like, this boots build. So I'm assuming, like, Schofield's going to be playing more of, like, a moving around build on the Nyx Assassin. He's not playing just lanes. And okay, so this is how they want to try to guarantee themselves a good start. Scout lanes, maybe try to get yourself a first blood right away.
All right. Interesting positioning here from the Beast Coast boys.
Gets his ward down.
Would love to, you're up against an Alk. Teams usually want to try and get the extra bounty runes.
Yeah.
So maybe thinking we can counter that movement with a first blood attempt. And
they're doing the big wrap around here.
Owie, the juicy target.
Oh, he looks very juicy.
Come get your bounty rune out.
Yeah, there they are.
How's it going, buddy? Hey, how you doing? Quick double stun.
Give it a Chris Luck. Oh, he missed uphill. Are they letting it tick? They have to hit him. He's going to get denied.
Ah!
He got denied!
Greed!
The greed! Come on, Beast Coast.
Oh, no. They surely, like, the Alk was following them,
but
but they're going to get the
dead.
CK instead.
That's actually more valuable, I think.
Oh, Envy. Oh, no. The tip's flying out nice and early. Try to get Jackie Mao good and tilted.
That's actually so
What
funny the way
just
that happens.
happened?
All right.
They could have had a first blood and a double kill.
They could have absolutely, but yeah, they got greedy.
Meanwhile, we might see more action as Stinger trapped out here in the trees, gets off the stun, but they're going to try to run him down with the battery salt. Spreading it between 3, but it's not going to matter. Snake King doing good work here early on.
Schofield also taking a beating. 1 or 2 more hits, and
He's got the boots.
he's okay. Yeah.
Barely makes it out. So they're offensive tri-laning the Alk, and this looks like a tough lane.
It definitely does. I mean, Alchemist doesn't do anything the first few levels at all. So it's just the line and the Knicks trying to do their best versus the strong Clockwork.
Yeah, he just runs in, battery assaults, and immediately forces 2 heroes back. That leaves Schofield pretty isolated on the other side of the fight. So we'll take a quick look at our other lanes here. Night Stalker versus Abaddon down bottom. And Chris Luck on the Quap versus Bryle on the OD mid. So if they can't win the tri-lane, like, do you see them doing well in these 1v1s?
Yeah, I think the 1v1 should be pretty decent. I think Bryle has been playing really well lately, so I think he'll probably come out ahead, even though I've seen this one go either way. I've seen Quaps win the matchup. I've seen ODs win the matchup.
Keep on trying to go on Snake King. He just pops battery assault. Schofield ran back into it, and he might be going down to this Illuminate. Oh, just barely surviving.
He gets the stick off. That actually makes him survive there, the 1 stick charge he had.
I can't believe how aggressively Beast Coast are playing this lane. Like, it looks like a lane that should just be trying to stay alive, but they're trying to make kills happen.
Yeah, and Whisper, he's gonna fall behind here at the start because Abaddon's that super powerful laner, but he's got a huge creep wave pushing into him. I saw him building up the creep wave. He's not playing this trade hit style versus Abaddon at all. He knows it's a Night Stalker versus Abaddon. Abaddon's gonna win the lane, but you'll get your last hits if you just pull it under the tower.
Yeah, so all 3 leaders in farm on the fighting Panda side, as you would expect early.
Yeah, definitely looking good for them right now. I mean, they're aggro tri-laning into this. It's just strong tri-lane coming out from fighting Pandas, just between, like, even if it was just like a dual lane. Like, if it was just the CK Coddle, it's still very potent.
Just will be interesting to see how Envy plays this one, because you know, the first game that we saw him here in the bracket stage, he was that Void who went for a Midas when they're really far behind. So, like, felt like he just wanted to kind of farm his way to victory. But they're asking Envy to play a very aggressive, like, tempo-based carry who, you know, especially in this lineup, you don't want to just be trading farm against the Alk Night Stalker. So will his decision-making be on point? Will they be able to set him up for success?
Yeah, I feel like for this one, it's just, oh, what the? Chris can't play. He wanted to say, okay.
Oh.
Guess he needed a moment. I think that game is Void, dude. The game was over. Like, what the hell could he do? I felt so bad watching him. He's like buying this Midas, and he's like, do I go Maelstrom? Yeah, screw it, whatever. What the hell else am I going to get here? And then, do I go Mask of Madness? Yeah, the game's over.
Tries to farm the
whatever.
enemy jungle. They're killing him.
Yeah, that game felt impossible for him. And I feel like this one he's got a much better overall game. Their whole draft just feels a lot.
He's already got
together.
some classic CK items queued up here. Treads, Armlet.
Yep.
Envy's ready to battle.
That is for sure.
So how's your major been?
It's been short so far. I've only been here a couple days.
Yeah, you know, you skip the boring group stage, come in for the juicy bracket matches. As a grand finals caster.
Oh, well, thank you, David.
Not verified on Twitter.
Not verified on Twitter, but grand finals caster. I'll take that. No, I don't know. It's been fun. I kind of expected to see all these heroes. I didn't think we'd see anything too unique coming out from everybody.
You thought you'd see a nice
not the clockwork stuff like that. No,
Nyx.
but like the overall drafting thing that we were seeing, like the Earthshaker Morphlings, the Voids.
Oh, the meta.
The meta. I feel like Legion Commander is one of the heroes that I thought I was going to be seeing a lot more. That's kind of just completely fallen off. I see nobody really picking her, but everything's been cool. Everything's good.
Okay.
Getting to meet your puppy's been really lovely as well.
Yeah, she stopped barking for a few minutes, so we'll take it. And we'll take some more Dota. We're back into it now. Looks like Stinger may be grabbing a regen rune.
Yeah.
And despite the offensive tri-lane, Hector is hitting creeps. You know, he's at, what is it, about probably 8 CS now. Not too shabby.
Yeah, and Whisper has gotten all the creeps pulled behind his tower here, so he is able to secure himself pretty much every last hit and catch back up with that Abaddon, who had the 13-1 to the 6-2. It's now 11-2 to the 13-1.
going to make a go here on Schofield. Stinger in position with the stun. But Snake King playing the role of the bully. That does leave Hector just hitting creeps. So let's see if they can get out safely. Battery Salt over.
I mean, these supports are going to be... They're still level 1s. They're actually turning on to Envy, though.
They're going in on Envy. He thinks he's immortal.
Oh
He
my
is
God.
wrong. Envy dies again. They cannot be losing their CK in this tri-lane.
Dude, Hector just punched him. He was under the acid spray for quite some time getting those last hits, and then they get those 2 stuns. The supports, I was just saying, they're both level 1, and on Fighting Pandas, they're both getting close to level 3, but they can still set up for those kills as now. Hector.
Yeah, he's not respecting the acid spray. That is clearly the problem here.
Yep.
But you got to give credit to Beast Coast, right? Because they see that opportunity to go for a kill. Like, most people are just thinking, all right, let's not feed and let's let Al kick creeps. And they're thinking, let's kill the CK.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking actively every single time they can try to set up for a kill here. He's in the acid spray.
Well,
the
this
damage
time
is
it's going to
there.
be Snake King going down in the acid spray. They got to at least get this Hector kill.
They got him.
They do. So they'll be happy with that.
Oh, and they actually are getting, okay, the pull into the pull, but oh, Stinger actually gets the creep wave back. Okay, so that he will not actually lose that whole wave.
Keep it alive for your Alk.
Yep.
Furiously TPing back. Just out of tower range, so he'll be happy. But yeah, mid lane looking pretty rough for Chris Luck here. 5 CS down, 2 denies down.
Yeah,
bottom lane,
surprising.
similar, actually a bit worse. 9 CS down on Whisper. I mean, you don't expect Nightstalker to win that lane.
No, yeah, I mean,
so they are struggling.
I thought mid would be a little bit closer, though. That one is the one that I thought that would be really close in comparison to the bottom and top. But yeah, he's having some trouble. I mean, they did say Chris can't play, so maybe something's going on with him as well. Because I've seen him do I've seen him do pretty well in that matchup.
In that matchup, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He uses the offensive glyph here to block out that astral damage from Bryle. He's starting to bully a bit. And he's gone for the full laning build, too. You see he's got the 3-2 build. So.
Oh, Envy. He's got the stick now, so a little bit more survivable. He is going to, however, risk his clockwork with the chain stun coming through. They are walking into the Illuminate. Still only level 1. It's the Blinding Light that now he's leveling up.
But they're pressuring Envy a lot.
These bounty runes, are they going to get any? They just lay down the acid spray, secure those, and it's going to be Stinger rushing to try and meet Owie. He goes for the loop-de-loo. There's no mana on Stinger.
Maybe they're going to cut him off with Chris Luck?
Cut him off? Looks like he will.
Got enough mana for just one spell, and he's just not even going to bother. He's like, yeah, it's no.
So they end up getting only 1 bounty rune, it looks like?
Yes, 1 for Beast Coast.
So, good job by the Pandas.
Moon's doing a very good job bottom. I actually saw him, he pulled aside a couple times now, and he's denied, I think, 1 or 2 waves from Whisper. And he's got the Orb of Venom, so he's literally got the full one-on-one build at the moment with the Phase Boots Oov. He's really pushing his limits.
Always feels bad when you get silenced and slowed like that. He wants to go for a kill here, maybe, though.
He's pinging.
Oh, that in 6.
Yeah, he's asking for a rotation from Schofield, it looks like, who is making his way down. But yeah, it's a level 6 Abaddon now.
Good to pop the borrow time, because then he has to play a little more conservatively, but it's not that long of a cooldown.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this net worth. I mean, look at that. I mean, Hector is top of the net worth by a good 800 gold at the moment. They actually did very successful in that aggro tri-lane with an Alchemist.
What a disaster for the Pandas. Like, you get offensive tri-lane by an Alch, and he's the leader in net worth coming out of the laning stage.
Yeah. And now Chris Luck has recovered in the mid lane, too. Both of them, mid and bottom, are evened out. So this looks like a slight advantage right now for Beast Coast in these first 6 minutes.
I've just seen too many of these Hector games, man. You know,
Yep.
where, like, he doesn't get trashed in the laning stage. And Pandas are not great at taking objectives. You know, like, what do they have? Phantasm to hit towers, basically?
Yeah, they don't have really great options as Moon. His borrow time is going to be wearing off for now, and
Owie
he's going to get
comes
chased
in,
off.
But with all these nukes, the Quapple connects, kill secured. That's a big kill, a lot of experience for heroes who definitely need it with that offensive tri-lane.
I mean, they're gonna look to just put as much pressure as possible with 4 heroes as Hector just does Hector things. Oh, Hector actually he just missed a stack, by the way, actually on that one. A little bit of a missed time there.
Shocking.
Usually a very efficient farmer. And Envy's gonna just be left alone now. So let's see what moves they do make. How's their support levels looking at the moment? But everybody level 3, so at least on the supports.
Well, they are moving around with Snake King. Wants to try and contest Hector. Comes a bit late to that camp. He'll head back to the triangle.
Yeah, they're very placed. Majority of their early
So
wards on
Envy
the side.
phantasming to farm some neutrals here. Not something you normally see on CK.
No.
Interesting. But Stinger could be in danger. Snake King chasing him. Has the level 1 rocket. They need a good illuminate. And they're not going to get it.
They're actually going to rotate up for Envy. Looks like Whisper is the one who wants to put some pressure on this top lane.
I don't think I've ever seen... Oh, Envy. They're going to go for him now. Knowing that Phantasm's on cooldown. They have a stun. Maybe not a full commitment, though. He's still pretty tanky.
There was a player who was... This was maybe a year and a half ago or something, but maybe a little bit longer even. There was a player who, when he played CK, he played a ton of it as well. He would spam Phantasm off cooldown every single time to farm as much as possible.
Look at Owie
But it's been a
sneaking
while.
around, trying to steal this Alk farm, blocks off the camp. Getting some, you know, anti-farming tactics going here. But the action breaking out with a 2-hero stun from Schofield. Great setup. Do they have the follow-up? CK and retreat with that initial stun, but they keep on diving onto Snake King. The chain stun from Beast Coast making it work for them. This does free up the bottom lane, and Moomiander with the 2 points in Curse of Avernus is going to quickly start hacking away at this tower.
Yeah, he's the best way to... He's the best one that you were talking about. Like, they don't really have the best tower pushes, but he's the one that has to force those buildings for his team.
Schofield
Trying to
could
get
be in
some
a lot of
XP.
trouble here. They're going to blinding light him back in. Gets off the stun, but only delaying the inevitable death. Maybe a neutral deny? Nope.
Nope. And they're going to take the tower anyway, so that was a bit of a... Just a feed there for Moonmeander. Schofield trying to be a little bit too ambitious there with his rotation.
Oh, a nice stack for Alk, though. Look
Oh,
at this.
the dream.
The Kobold Dream.
Oh, look at those plus 24s.
Gold, 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 gold.
And he insta-TP's bottom as he sees a triple range creep pushing into him. Delicious.
And very nutritious for an alchemist.
This is true.
Everything is gold to this man.
He's going to have a really good timing on this Radiance. To be expected of Chris Luck. Even though he's... of Hector, even though he's in an aggro tri-lane.
So, where do you want to see the pressure come from PandaS? Like, is there a tower they should be going for? Are they just trying to gank the Alk here? Schofield gets caught out. Wants to take these bounty runes. He will grab the bottom one. And Moomiander keeps on chasing. The Quap actually blinked away. This leaves him unsupported
And Schofield...
and will go down.
Yeah.
Nice pickoff.
I do think they... I mean, the thing is that OD can just get the farm up, but I do want them to at least get an actively deep ward. Right now they have these 2 sentry wards that are, I think, blocking camps. Yeah, the 2 sentries are blocking the camps, but I want them to get an obs ward down somewhere, just to keep track of him at least. Because right now they don't really know where he's going to be. But they got at least the one bottom... They got the bottom tower. Next goal is more than likely that mid tower, but that's going to be really hard. Beast Coast is going to put a lot of attention to defend it.
Relic completed.
10 minutes.
That's pretty quick.
Yep.
But here comes Moomiander with the catapult wave.
Yeah, he's doing that rotation. He's like, we need to get this tier 1 mid so we can keep the pressure on.
They do use the Radiant Glyph to try and defend this tower. They get the stun off of Mood. He's going to borrow time, eats another stun. Still only a level 3 clockwork, so he's got to walk in at you, which he will do. But the Hex comes through, the Quap rotates in. Borrow time already committed. Moon's got to respect that burst. We'll be backing away.
They're just bringing heroes. It's all about just defending the tower. Don't let Fighting PandaS take this tier 1 and get access into your jungle easier. So they bring 3 heroes to make sure of that. Keep Whisper top so he's still just like in Envy's face, while Hector finishes that Radiance, which is pretty much almost there now.
Almost 3K ahead of any other hero. Definitely what you normally expect for Alk. We saw in the previous series, like when it goes wrong for Alk, but this is the script.
Yeah, it's looking really good for him and for their team as I'm looking at some support levels, and Snake King's level 4 right now. I think the Tome is probably still in the courier for him. Yeah, it is, but he's he's only level 4, and Owie's level 6 with the Tome on him too. So AUI looks like he's playing more of the front
rotating.
position.
They're going to find Envy here. Instant Phantasm and disengage. We'll just send the illusions marching towards mid. That should be enough to secure the tower, so Panda secure it. And here comes the Radiance,
Yep.
12 minutes in.
They got the mid tower. Yeah, getting that mid tower is important though. Now they can get in and put down those deep wards that I was talking about from before, at least a little bit better. But Snake King's only level 5, so he doesn't have a hook shot to try to set up for some deep kills.
An instant BKB rush here.
Yep. The classic, you know, we love it.
And once he gets a BKB, there's nothing to like damage him really. Maybe the CK.
Oop. Envy.
Speaking of, Whispers in position. They've got more backup arriving. Lion's coming as well. He's got a finger of death, and Envy is going to bite the dust.
Oh, even throws a stun out. So ready the kill there, though.
Little space created. Envy did just complete his armlet. That bottom lane is shoving in, so definitely some places for Alk to farm.
Bryle's just been quietly farming on the OD. He's just bottom lane, level 10. I think he's got Veil finished. So he's just playing a super farmy OD. He's trying to keep up in pace with an Alk, but it's an Alchemist. And it's Hector.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Hector.
And their levels on their supports, that's what I was looking at, like Beast Coast, like
Right,
they can set up for those kills pretty easily because of that.
They are going to find Chris Luck here. Blinks out the Will-O-Wisp. They're pursuing.
So hard for them to kill him. Like I was saying,
They
they
still
have
don't
no,
have the hook shot.
they have like no catch.
He's so close to it, too.
Yeah.
You have hook shot there, maybe it's a kill, but without it, there's just no threat.
Yep. They gave him the mid lane though, so now at least he does have that 6.
Yeah, 14 minutes in, that's quite late.
It's very late, yeah.
But they keep on pushing. Just group up behind Moon, get involved with the Vlads, and hit building. So tier 1 going to be dropping. They are going to find Chris Luck here. Hook shot available, puts the cogs for the pushback. Do they have to burst for the kill? Oh, just barely.
I think it's the mini stun from the battery salt at the end there.
Well, very well done, and they hang on to the hook shot.
Yeah. Perfectly set up there by Snaking and Bryle with those cog pushbacks and the mana burn, of
Here
course.
comes the hook. You dare monitoring, my friend. You will pay. Gets off the Hex, though. Stinger trying to run away. They get the Void as well. Little backup. Rotating in is Schofield. Wants to come in from behind. Currently daytime. They don't have the Dark Ascension. Big dive by Moomiander, but the body blocks from Whisper forcing him away.
Now they will suffer.
And all the while, the push on the bottom lane as Hector completed the Ogre Club, or Ogre Axe, I should say. Mithril Hammer gold there, and BKB just around the corner.
They're just trying to buy time for his BKB. Once he has BKB, they're going to start actually looking for the 5v5 engagements, as we tend to see, with the Alchemists. He should have level 12 with it as well. He's going to be off to a very good timing as we have bounties.
Revving up the concoction, wants to punish Envy here, or at least grab that bounty. He will do so, and while that was happening, bottom side of the map, Moomiander going to go down. The trade, Schofield picked off. Whisper's fighting, though. It is Dark Ascension time. Does he go for more? Gets the stun, only on Snake King. Quick commitment forward by the Queen of Pain, Chris Luck. Already used the ult for that previous kill. Can they kill off the King? You betcha. However, trying to punish Whisper, Bryle stealing some good end. Up to 25.
Schofield bought back. He's back in the fight here.
Oh, he wants to go on Owie. No more Will-O-Wisp. And probably no more Owie. They've got the Void, and they get the kill. Another takedown. And they're doing this without Hector, who's up top, fighting against Envy. Pulls him back in. Has the Phantasm. He's going to commit for this. The Chemical Rage isn't up for a few seconds, but that evasion from the Radiance is enough. So Phantasm somewhat wasted and not going to amount to much.
They're fine. I mean, they're doing this on purpose. They want to just be picking these fights while he's just farming. He's got the BKB finished.
They're trying to punish it on PandaS, trying to go in mid. Borrowed time already thrown out, and Schofield back on the chase against Moomiander. They are not afraid of this Abaddon. Maybe they should be. Schofield caught under the cogs, and the finger coming in.
Oh, but the hood!
Stun. Oh, he gets the hood off, stays alive. Schofield now the one limping away, and they will lose their precious Nyx. Still not trying to bring the Alk to these fights. He's got BKB. Maybe if they dive too far, he can show up and clean up. But he wants to see some low HP heroes, and that is not what he's scouted out on the map right now.
Snaking diving very aggressively forward and getting those kills. Easy pickings for a Clockwork onto a Nyx and a Lion. As you see, if you look at Schofield's items, he has some pretty funny ones on the Nyx because how important it is. He just needs the Force Staff. Like, they can't get away from the clock.
Yeah, he bought this earlier, like right before death, I guess, but he's just been sitting on the recipe for ages.
Yeah, he'll get there eventually. He doesn't want to spend any of his gold on any small little pieces of anything. He really wants that Force Staff.
It's so important.
Yeah. Bryle, level 14. He is a big boy right now on this Outworld Devourer for sure. As they continue trying to put the pressure, but Alchemist is joining.
Oh, they want to take a fight here, perhaps. They're coming in for the wraparound. Hector revving up the stun. Blinding Light comes through. They want to take down Bryle. He doesn't have to banish. BKB committed, starts to work on him. They need Schofield to help out here. The defensive banish now up, and it keeps him alive. Wait for the Nick stun. It's a little bit early. Bryo might be able to clean up this fight. Hector's already committed his BKB. The quad bolt from behind. Chris Luck, though, gets the kill on the OD. Now the chase is on, and it looks like the Pandas are just a little too late. They will lose 2 cores and probably more. Moon Meander being pursued out, hounded by the Night Stalker, and they will find that extra kill. A triple for Chris Luck.
Oh, man.
Even without perfect execution, Beast Coast are just way too strong right now.
Alchemist is fully online, David. It is his time to shine. They use the Dark Ascension, so they see. You saw Bryo. He's like, I can hide in the tree. Oh, God, they have flying vision. They can stun me easily. Yeah, he's completely online on Hector now. Even though Bryo is really big, you could see how, like, Envy doesn't contribute anything in the fights as a CK.
We'll take another look at this fight.
Look at the wraparound they get from above, too. Bryo uses the Astral very aggressively, so he puts himself into an awkward spot where they can just get this wraparound and pick and choose their target.
Yeah, for me also, it's Chris Luck being very patient here, waiting for this like blink behind quad ulti as well later on in the fight.
Yeah.
So they missed that Nick stun as he's coming out of Astral. It just doesn't end up mattering anyway, but yeah, look at the quad. I mean, that was a huge play.
Yeah, they're not actually losing much health at all if you look at the side of Beast Coast. The damage on the side of Fighting Pandas is pretty negligible if the OD's dead.
So much of your damage comes from right clicks like the OD Orb as well as the Chaos Knight, and that evasion is really potent against it.
Yeah.
Or the mischance, I should say.
Yep. And he's just going to be focused a lot of the times. Until he has BKB, it's a really hard game for Bryo to actually like just pretty much hit anybody. 6K gold advantage just off of one fight pretty much. Just
Orchid up
swing
on Chris Luck now. They're going to go on bottom, find out Moon Meander. Silence coming through. They've got the finger. He's going to try to duke it out. They're just going to wait for this to end. And, oh, reinforcements are arriving. So they back away. They've sensed it. TP out. Can they get the quap? They technically have the possibility, but it's going to be a tough kill. Rocket comes through. Does give them the vision. Quick blink away. Oh, off the mark.
Meanwhile,
on the mark. And Envy dead again. Man, this is...
Look at his net worth now. He's 65. This is a 3 times his net worth Alchemist.
He's 1-5 against an offensive tri-lane Alch. That can't happen if you're Pandas.
No, definitely. I mean, now their win condition now, it's all on Bryo. The whole game is up to Bryo to do, and he's playing versus natural counters. He's versus a Nyx Assassin and a Night Stalker and a Queen of Pain with an Orchid. These are heroes that just
even the Lion
aren't good.
Like
yeah, they're all just good for SOD.
Amazing chain stun. They've got the Mana Burn, the Carapace to worry about. Like, he needs so much. A BKB. Probably needs a Hex after that.
Yeah.
It's going to be very tricky.
Agreed. Envy's game has been completely halted.
Oh, man, to complete on that Alch. He's shoving in the top lane while the rest of the team plays the 4. It's not really the 4 protect one. It's the 4 end one. As he just does whatever he wants. BKB, TP out, hook shot. Not even remotely close.
That one looked kind of intentional, actually.
I think he was just being safe.
Yeah, it looked like he might have just been being safe. But it still would have been stopped by a hook shot if he was in the area. But
true.
Maybe he was thinking like a Willow
Wisp. I think they had vision of him from this ward.
Okay, yeah. Then maybe he was
so they may have seen the clock.
Yep. Being a little cautious. I mean, he might as well be cautious at this point when he's about to have an AC finished up as well. Like
they just lost the courier with the BKB. It was picked up by Schofield, and that's the 4-staff. Stinger with the tips. Chris Luck with the tips. So, I mean, you mentioned the OD, like, just being a lot of natural counters, and he really needs the BKB to fight against them. Schofield just bought them a couple minutes farming.
Yeah, 2 minutes, no BKB. We're now... You know, they ran at the Alchemist bottom when he had a BKB Radiance, and now he's got a Manta and an AC on top of it.
Space created.
And look at Schofield
this
go.
Clock back to the fountain.
He's getting his 4-staff.
Around. Yeah, he bought his tome. He got his TP. Extra clarity potion. Sure, why not? Carapace TP away. Do not let this man escape. Are you kidding me? Schofield. Oh, man. Oh, now the chat wheels. Let them fly, boys. Here we go mid lane. Moon Meander just getting hammered down. Towers falling, BM flying, Beast Coast feeling themselves now.
I mean, that's where you get so demoralized as Fighting Pandas, for sure.
This guy killed our courier. We had 4 heroes chasing him. He lives. He gets to chat wheel us.
And now they've got so many items, like deity, Night Stalker with an Aghanim.
Now the route is on.
diving.
They're just lopping in fingers on full HP support Clockworks because, you know, why not? It's not like it's a 2.5-minute cooldown or anything.
In a span of, at the 18-minute mark about, it was a 0 gold lead. Now at the 24-minute mark, it's a 12K. They got 2,000 gold per minute in the last 6 minutes pretty much, or whatever minutes on the side of Beast Coast.
Pandas are just getting outclassed.
Jeez.
I don't think there's any coming back this game.
It's really not feeling it because of how Hector is absolutely massive, and it's all on, the whole game is on Bryle, and I think we've said like 10 times how many counters that he is versus.
Not to mention, like, they have so much room to scale because everyone is a great Ags carrier this game.
They're all fantastic for sure. And the Alk still has time. He still has growth. He still has 2 items at least.
He's bulking. Got the completed AC. Great pickup versus the Chaos Knight. Not that they are really worried about him anymore.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oof. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of unusual like drafts and laning setups from Pandas this tournament, and I love to see, you know, quote, non-meta lineups, but it just doesn't seem to be working for them here in the playoffs.
No, that's for sure. I mean, and it's not like Beast Coast went too far out of the box. They picked heroes that they like to play across the board. The Nyx is the only one that stands out as like a weird hero, but it makes sense when he's playing, you know, versus like OD and Coddle. It's a dream pick.
So do they make a move? Finally completing some items here. They get a Halberd on the CK. Meanwhile, Basher picked up to match that.
Yeah, Basher, AC Manta. Last time you saw, you know, you guys haven't seen me in a bit, like 5 minutes.
I had a BKB Radiance. You know, just give me 2 tier 4 items as well. And on his way to the Abyssal.
I mean, just look at
Schofield. He's trying to snipe this courier again.
Oh my God! If he gets it with the BKB again,
Schofield,
can you imagine that?
They're already dead.
Bro, I was like, I'm picking it up at the base. I'm not risking this.
And in fact, he will TP out.
Yeah. This net worth graph. I mean, I know I always see the Alchemist really far ahead, but look, this Alchemist is combined the 2 heroes at the top. He has more net worth than both of them.
Uh-oh, little lag spike here.
It's because of his gold. He has too much money.
Yeah, the server can't handle it.
They can't handle it. Look at this. Hector, you broke it.
Not sure if that impacted the players as well, but we'll try to hop right back in.
GG! No, I'm just kidding.
wouldn't shock me, honestly.
Looks like we're back in.
All right.
There's a fight.
Snaking on the high ground. They've gone in with the Dark Ascension. Gets off that multiple hero void. Chris Luck chilling in the backlines. Has the BKB now. He's going to lock onto Owie with the help of Whisper. Quick cleanup. Now the turn. Look for the clock. He's dead as well. 1 by 1, and now onto the Moon Meander Abaddon, but they're going to ignore him. Go for the deeper kill. Try to bring down this OD, who's just getting right-clicked in BKB. He's getting focused. Can they even get out? Bryle, no chance in hell. He's dead as well. And with that, with the finger coming through, it's going to be a full 5-man wipe and a Coddle buyback to no avail. That has to be a lane of Rex.
That's the game. There's no coming back.
You just got your BKB, and he just right-clicked you during BKB and slaughtered you.
Yeah. You didn't even use a single Sanity's Eclipse really in the game, did you? He hasn't even gotten a chance. He had the one in the mid lane that they got on the kill on the Quap, and that's it.
A thorough beatdown.
With an aggro
looking beastly.
Yeah, with an aggro tri-lane Alchemist, like.
That's the demoralizing thing for me.
Holy moly.
And they even let their first blood get denied at the start of this game, too. And then they just killed Envy 5 times.
I mean, they're definitely very good at recognizing their strengths, even in a weak type of lane. And look at, I mean, this game is completely over.
It's time for Slap Chop. And maybe some additional kills. Hexes, Control, and now he's dead again.
He's just getting killed by the illusion.
They're going to respect the potential for throw here. Back off. Not overextend. By the way, there is a Roche in the game if they need it.
Yeah, if they need it, if they would like it. They're going to call it. They throw in the towel. Owie says, enough of this.
I think this is not one of those games where you want to be sticking around, you know, getting beaten down over and over. Like, there's nothing to learn here. Not anymore.
No, definitely not. You made some big mistakes, and, I mean, Envy in a couple of... Envy using his Phantasm multiple times to try to farm. He never seemed to actually be in the game.
Yeah, the one time he tried to use it to fight up top, just Alk already had Radiance. So
yeah, Alk had Radiance, and he used it the one time to like farm on the neutral camp. He couldn't even kill the neutral camp because like the Lion went over.
I mean, it's easy to rag on Envy. You know, he did die a lot in a tri-lane where it feels like they should do better, but I think you made a great point with the supports. They're very underleveled. They didn't really have any impact in those crucial mid-game moments right when Alk is at his weakest. You know, no Radiance picked up yet, just trying to complete the Relic, and they kind of fumbled that stage.
Yeah, I think Moon Meander played like the best he possibly could in this game. He did exactly what I think he should have. Take bottom tower, move mid, take mid tower, go top, try to take top tower. I think he did everything he possibly could. I think that Beast Coast just outplayed and outmaneuvered, and I mean Hector got a 12-minute Radiance, and then they just kind of won.
And that Night Stalker was a little underfarmed, even towards the late game. Like it didn't matter. You know, eventually gets the Ags and BKB, and that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen, for Game 1. The PandaS now fighting for their tournament lives as they trail Beast Coast 0-1.
Yeah, you're saying that Night Stalker was underfarmed, LD, and he was, but he was in the same level. He still had more farm, actually, than Envy did on a CK.
Wow. Just that's where we're going to start?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Is
just
that where you
going
wanna-
right to it.
Where do
Let's
you want to
flame
start?
Envy.
No.
No.
It was a rough game from the get-go. We knew Hector's Alchemist was going to be a tough one to take. Like, you know that. And then you have this plan, and it just doesn't work out.
They were getting kills at the bounty runes. They could have had 2, just got the 1. Either way, they were still happy with it. And they aggro tri-laned with an Alchemist into Coddle CK Clockwork. That's like a kind of scary looking lane.
They did a really good job of playing very aggressive early, though.
Yeah.
Like, before the additional levels. Like, I think Chaos Knight gets his strongest in the lane at level 3. And because they were splitting the XP with the Coddle and the CK, it took a while to get there. So they killed him twice before he was level 3.
Again, we see the no blinding light on Coddle too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get the idea where Illuminate against 3 heroes, very value point.
Do
The
they know?
Chakra is maybe where it's not a value point. I don't know. But then you don't have the mana to sustain. I don't know.
I don't know. Blinding Light also hits
Oh,
all heroes.
Yes.
Yes. Also does
and then
damage.
they're relying on the acid spray for the minus armor to do more damage with right clicks. Ergo, if they are missing more right clicks, they are doing far less damage.
Yes.
I don't know.
I
I really don't get it. I legitimately, when I play Coddle, I'm just blinding light, and I feel so good.
You spawn in the game and you've skilled blinding
yeah,
light
yeah.
within
I don't want to misclick.
less than a second.
Yeah, I'm
blinding
scared.
light skilled.
Yeah.
And with that said, Alchemist is actually not a bad 3v3 hero. Acid spray minus armor in lane is incredibly powerful. Like, I
Yeah,
think
usually the only problem would be like, okay, well, we're going to push the lane in or something, and then, but if they had chain stun, so, you know, you're able to like lock them down in the acid spray, get all that damage down, so, indeed, I mean, they still came out not ahead in the lanes, right? Even with an Alchemist, they were still like just barely ahead in terms of gold, I think.
Yeah, but they were not behind.
No, not as far as
they were
maybe
not
you'd
that
Yeah.
pressured because they were the team that was pressuring from the get-go. So they were also the ones that, when they took a step back, they actually got the space.
you often don't pull ahead with the Alch until like 10 minutes in when you fall back to your jungle. Then you get your 12-minute Radiance, then you really pull ahead.
And he jungled pretty early. He was in the jungle at like 8 minutes. And then Envy got that space up top to be alone. But, you know, CK compared to Alk, CK is not going to just get wildly out of control that quickly.
The Nyx pick looked really good.
Yeah.
I like seeing that from Schofield. Create a lot of space. It wasn't anything flashy by any means, but it was just so pesky. I mean, sniping couriers, enemy base, making plays happen. Definitely fun to watch that come out.
Now, the OD obviously was the 3rd pick in the draft for PandaS. If that wasn't the case, do you feel like there wouldn't have been a Nyx Assassin? Like, is this Nyx Assassin going to be seen earlier, or did we only see it because that OD was picked so early?
Pretty much only because of OD, I would say.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, OD was their win condition pretty much. Bryle had a decent lane, right? Got the farm, as you see the draft, and it's ordered right there. Thank you, production.
I was worried there. You gotta have game 2 already. What?
needed the plays from Bryle coming out of the laning stage, and he was pretty farmed, right? He beat the queen in lane, and then just started jungling a lot. But it's hard to. I guess they just needed to invade a little bit more and try and shut down K1, Mr. Hector.
OD's not like the mid lane playmaker as well. Like maybe you can like back up like a Clockwork or someone, or I don't know if Clockwork's really a hero you want making plays either, but the Clockwork definitely felt a bit underwhelming this game.
He got some flare stacks. Those were pretty hype.
There's
That
a
was
reason
his
he's not
most
really
pog
picked.
moments.
Yeah, and
Right.
when Clock is picked, it's picked to like try and punish like a Earthshaker or some kind of hero that doesn't like playing against him. And usually you want to try and punish cores. All 3 of these cores aren't too afraid of clockwork. 2 of them can escape the cogs. Alk's going to build into BKB, or he can just
attacks quite quickly.
yeah,
You know, bam,
exactly.
bam, 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 I'm
Pops
outta here.
his ultimate
Yeah.
turn. Even without BKB, he's not afraid of clock too much. So.
Speaking of Pog moments, by the way, Trent,
Mm.
the Nyx Assassins by Carapace, great
Yeah,
escape.
that was nice. That Max Carapace, man, you were stunned for so long. Even
Yeah.
the first time when he's like running from the tier 3, I'm like, oh my god, that clock is just done. And then yeah, makes the nice stylish plays of the fountain too. Very
Right.
impressive.
It was fun to watch. I would definitely I feel like you can pick Nyx Assassin more often, not just in this situation.
Oh, slow down now. Don't get ahead of yourself. Nyx bad hero still in some ways.
Why?
Nyx is a counter pick hero, right? It's all about the Carapace. You want that guaranteed AoE damage. Very annoying for an OD specifically to play against. Can't lane. A lot of our 4s need to lane right now. It's very important,
Okay.
right? You want to be able to like have a 2v2 capability like someone like Arlena or a Mirana or a Rubik even. All very helpful in the scenarios. For the most part, Nyx is pretty bad. Like has good HP regen, can survive in lane, but has
Yeah.
a hard time playing aggressive in the lane.
True.
I love the hero, but he's got issues.
I see solvable issues though.
Alright.
And in this case, it was an aggressive tri lane. He kind of all he needed to do was stay alive. Like that's the job. So it worked out.
Just
So,
run around, throw some stuns, kill Envy a few times, kill him a few times
Yeah.
more.
why
good.
not? Why not? For the next game, you got the fighting pandas. Was this a draft issue? Was this just the Alchemist out of control? Do you feel like they underperformed? Do you feel like they could step up their gameplay? What's the thing that they can fix going into the next game?
I think their biggest issue from me watching their games here in their last best of 3 is I just don't feel like they have an identity of how they want to win games. So I don't know how you fix that going into game 2, but it's like if you ask me like how do pandas play, like how do they win games, I'm like they try something different every game, it feels like. And
Yeah, they like pick some heroes or just try and like ride someone to victory like that.
yeah, like
Mhm.
with Beast Coast, you know what the formula is and it wins some games.
Yeah.
And to me, pandas don't have that right now. Maybe they did a bit in the group stage, but even there, they're the wins at this tournament is just one best of 3 against eHome and the best of 3 against Unknown. So
Best of one,
not sure.
was it not? Oh, no, in the groups was,
yeah,
yeah, okay.
No, they didn't play the best. They started in the upper bracket, so they haven't like as much as they were an upper bracket team. They haven't had like a absolutely amazing tournament by any means.
They had a nice group.
yes.
Right. eHome, Unknown.
Yep.
So
Well, maybe they can figure out the formula in the break and come back for game 2 having it all figured out. We're going to find out if they did. See you soon.